seated. Gotta fluff the dress. Yes. Gotta fluff the dress. There we go. The wind might do it for us today. Hi, you two. Hi. It's so nice to be here with you today. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's wonderful to be here with all of you this afternoon, and welcome. Welcome to this ceremony that will unite Marissa Miller and Jonathan Diaz in marriage. Dear Marissa and Jonathan, we have gathered here on this absolutely beautiful Arizona afternoon to celebrate your union and to honor your commitment to not just gazing at one another, which we know you do well, but to looking outward together in the same direction. This wedding ceremony today has a lot of beautiful external form. Marissa, we have this exquisite gown. Jonathan, the handsome suit. We have all the flowers around us, but really today is a symbol. Today is a symbol of something inner and real, a true and intentional personal union that your love has created and that today the state of Arizona will declare legal. Though the ceremony will be marked by its brevity, it is binding. And more importantly, the words that you will soon say to one another will be witnessed by your circle of family and friends. People who know you and love you and who have gathered from near and far to be with you this afternoon, to witness your relationship, hear you exchange those vows, and celebrate with you throughout the evening. And that is no small thing. Thank you all so much for being here today for Marissa and Jonathan. Thank you. Now, marriage is a serious and a lifelong commitment, you two, and the vows that you soon shall make should not be made lightly or without forethought. So before we continue, one quick question for both of you. Are you both willing and prepared to enter into this legal and spiritual union? They said yes. We can hear it up here. They said yes. So ladies and gentlemen, let's have a wedding. But first of all, let's all take a breath. Let's all take a breath. And as we take that breath, let us tap into the love that resides within our hearts, and let that love begin to flow. Let us give ourselves permission to tap into our hearts. And let that love flow for Marissa. Let that love that you have in your heart flow for Jonathan. And also let that love in your heart be joyful today for the love that you have known in your own life, the love that you have known, the love that you know today, and perhaps even for the love that you someday may know. For today is a wedding day, and it is a time to feel that love and reflect on love. And it's also a day to carve out some space and time to reflect on those things that really, really matter, things like love. And in our increasingly noisy world, it is a gift to be able to stop and consider and feel that love and to realize that ultimately it is love that guides us all. And I know we are all so grateful that we can know it. And this afternoon, I invite all of us to feel that spirit of love in our hearts as we partake in and witness the beauty and power of two wonderful people committing their lives to one another. Now, the way we meet the one we are to marry is always a time to remember. So come with me back to 2014 to Hamilton High School, more specifically to the choir program. Now, Jonathan was a member of the advanced jazz and the mixed men and women's choirs, and Marissa was in the women's choir. And because that total choir program at Hamilton High was so large, it was just not common for the singers to know the singers in the other choirs. But luckily, that all changed, for every singer in every choir program at that high school got to go on a competition trip to California. And part of the idea was to watch and support the choirs you were not part of. Thus, Marissa ended up watching Jonathan sing. And while she was watching him perform, she says that she was just inexplicably drawn to him. Out of everybody up on that stage, she could not keep her eyes off of Jonathan. And while she was, it was almost as if you were there, Marissa, to watch him sing. Now, back at the hotel, it's true, back at the hotel, she was outside her room waiting for some of her friends when Jonathan and some of his friends passed by. Now, it was Jonathan's turn to notice Marissa, which he did. He stopped in the hall and he said, "I just wanted to to tell you that you are really pretty, just like a classic high school student would say. Marissa thanked him for the compliment, and as he and his friends began to walk away, she couldn't help but overhear his friends encourage him, again in typical high school fashion, to get her number. Marissa spoke up and said that she would give her number happily, but only if Jonathan genuinely wanted it for himself. And he did. He did. So they exchanged numbers, and the next day, all the choirs got to spend that really fun day at Disneyland. And you two spent the day not only enjoying Disneyland, but busy texting each other throughout the day, and you agreed to meet up at the start of that awards ceremony later in the day. And you two hit it off immediately. As you said, you felt like you spent the whole night talking. And as you were crossing the railroad tracks and leaving the park that night, Jonathan reached out for Marissa's hand, and she remembers her butterflies absolutely flying. And off you had to go on your separate buses back to the hotel, but both of you were trying to figure out how and when you could see each other again. Now, due to the age difference between you, which is important in high school, it's important, Melissa needed her parents' permission, there they are, to date. And once her parents, however, met Jonathan, you knew immediately what a nice young man this was and how special things were between your daughter and him. And you gave your blessing for them to begin dating. And your official dating life began. It did. And as you two interacted and focused on each other and exchanged ideas and glances, you realized you both liked very much what you saw and what you felt. And after yet more and more time together, something seriously switched. Something seriously changed. Something awakened in both of your hearts. You realized that this relationship felt different, this relationship felt good, and this relationship felt right. And the romantic energy between you also had been ignited. Those flames of passion were lit. Your eyes seeing the other's beauty, your ears hearing the other's heartbeat. And you were soon seeing ever deeper into each other's souls and connecting in profound ways, perhaps recognizing the person you wanted to fill in those spaces you needed to feel whole. And you could finally breathe that sigh of relief. You met each other so young, how lucky, how wonderful. But you could still breathe that sigh of relief. I found you. I found you. And through you, with you, we will live connected. So Marissa and Jonathan, you both have traveled a long way on independent paths, yet here you are. It is February 12th, 2021. The day is here. It is a day you have had on your calendar for quite a while now, in the presence of so many loving family and friends, at your beautiful wedding altar. This gorgeous garden surrounding us, all the lights, our dramatic Arizona skies above us. They're going to be fine. They are fine. And I know that today you are feeling the rightness of your love. I know it. You are reliving those moments of your connection. You are reliving the excitement of your evolving discovery of one another. You are reliving the full joys of your dating life. And perhaps you're even reliving Jonathan's proposal. Now, you two recognize that marriage was in your future. All signs were pointing that way. Marissa had received her first promise ring from Jonathan. It was an infinity band about 2 years into the relationship, and then you received a second one. This guy really wanted you. And then in 2017, during a trip to Disney World, right in front of the castle and on similar railroad tracks to where you two had first held hands at Disneyland 3 years earlier, with a photographer there to capture it all, Jonathan, you got down on your knee. You did. You presented yet another infinity ring. This time it was an engagement ring, and you asked for your beautiful girlfriend's heart and hand. Would Marissa be your wife? And Marissa, when that question is coming from a man that you love, a handsome man, a sweet man, a kind man, a genuinely nice man, a man with whom life is good, and a man who has just pulled off the most magical of proposals, what can a woman say but yes? Yes, Jonathan, yes. Of course, I will marry you. And now a wedding was to be planned, and it has. And here we are. Here we are. What a beautiful, beautiful moment it is. More importantly, here you two are, fully focused on each other at your wedding altar. What a time for celebrating all the days that have given rise to this particularly special day. For today is a celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here celebrating one of the greatest things I know to celebrate, and that is love. A love between Jonathan and Marissa. That wondrous, complicated human emotion called love that our hearts are capable of, and you two are so lucky to have found with one another. And your love is based on many things, including a fundamental understanding of the other. And this is an understanding of another person that neither of you has ever quite known before. It is a love based on strong attraction, deep friendship, compatibility, respect, similar fundamental values, and a desire to live a healthy and well-balanced life together. It is a love based on seeing deeply into one another's souls and challenging each other to grow and evolve in positive ways. It's also a love based on differences, for each of you have your own individual strengths that you bring to this relational whole, and combined, these allow you both to more effectively interact with the world around you. And while there have been many wonderful times and beautiful days since your meeting, your relationship has also been built on some hard work, some compromise, and lots of dedication to the relationship. These are perfectly natural things. But thanks to your understanding and support of each other's goals, and to your healthy, honest, and open communication, you have been able to, and will be able to deal with whatever life brings you, both the good and the challenging. But mostly, you two simply love being with each other. You are each other's biggest cheerleader. So whether you are out and about exploring new places, or hanging out with family and friends, or taking yet another trip to Disney when we can all do so, or chilling out at home with your little kitty cat Daphne, everything you do is so much sweeter with this other person by your side. So today I see two beautiful people deeply, deeply connected. For Marissa, when you think about it, there is no more Marissa without Jonathan in your life. And Jonathan, there is no more Jonathan without Marissa in yours. You two are that intertwined. And so you are taking this next step into marriage. You have both wanted marriage for yourselves, and you knew early on that you had found the right partner. All these years later, you are even more convinced that this is true. Both of you realized a while ago that life was better when you were part of this team. And you know that your marriage will allow you to grow even closer as you continue to build and share your lives. Now, you are no longer young kids with stars in your eyes. You know there's hard work ahead. But your commitment to each other is unswerving. And you have figured those relational things out. You will be able to get through whatever life brings to you. You are confident that you have the skills and the temperament to make your marriage successful. The time is right, you two. The time is right. You are ready for this very public commitment, letting the world know that you have found your person. You are intentionally choosing marriage because this person standing before you is the person with whom you want to link hands, leap into the future, experience those inevitable ups and downs that will come, and to grow older together. And as you make this commitment today, marriage is many things, but it is one thing. It is a big language changer. So today, both of you will take on new roles in society and in your relationship. Work something like this, Marissa. After today, no longer is this handsome guy your boyfriend, and no longer is he your fiance. Today, Jonathan becomes your husband. I can see you are overjoyed, finally. And Jonathan no longer is the lovely Marissa, your girlfriend or your fiance. Today, she becomes your wife. And I know you both will enjoy playing with these new words for one another. My husband, my wife. Seeing how they feel rolling off the tongue, seeing how these words sound when they reach your ear, but most importantly, seeing how these words resonate when they reach your heart. For these two words are beautiful, and they are your unique bond. For Marissa, when you say, my husband, there is no other reference than this wonderful guy over here. And Jonathan, the words my wife mean no one else but the lovely Marissa. These are your unique bond, these words, and I invite you to treasure them and embrace them, and promise me that you will say them to one another as frequently as you can. I know you will, beginning in just a few moments. Now, Jonathan and Marissa have asked to do a love letter and wine box ceremony today, so let me explain what they'll be doing in just a moment. They actually wrote some vows to each other, and they exchanged these vows in private during their first look prior to the ceremony. Jonathan has these vows tucked in his jacket, and he'll be taking them out in just a minute. We also have a bottle of wine back here. Whoops, that's good. Okay, let's see. Here's a bottle of wine that they have chosen. And they will be putting these love letters and their bottle of wine in a box. It has a beautiful etching with their names and their date on it. And what they'll be doing is after they seal this box with the love letters, in 1 year, on their first anniversary, they will open up this box and they will enjoy the wine and read those love letters, and I'm sure it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful evening. But before they put it in the box, I'm actually going to ask your community to put some good wishes onto this bottle of wine as well. So find it in your hearts, anything you would like to say to Jonathan and Marissa on their wedding day. Some advice, a joke, a blessing, a prayer, whatever you would like. And I'll let you do that for just a few moments. All right, with all this good stuff on it, thank you for your well wishes. Jonathan and Marissa, we'll let you build your box. So watch the step like I did not do. There you go. February 12th, 2022, you too can open up that box, and meanwhile, I invite you to put that box in a place of honor in your home as a visual reminder of your wedding day and the good wishes given to you by your community. All right. One more thing before we get to the vows, and that is, speaking of your community, I would like to address them again. Your community is a big part of your wedding today. You too could have eloped down to the courthouse. You could have done that, but you chose to have these wonderful, special people with you today. So I have another question for you. Hi, everyone. Do you all, friends and family of Marissa and Jonathan, do you embrace these two beautiful individuals, promising to guide them, love them, support them, and interact with them as a married couple? If you do, would you all please shout out with a joyful "We do"?
We do!
All right, your community has spoken again. Thank you. And allow me, if I may, you two would not be standing here today if you were not incredibly successful at relationship building. But allow me to add on my best wishes to continue to love each other well. Continue to love each other well. I know you will. All right, now it is time. It is time for your vows. So let's get the mic. And Jonathan, I will let you go first, and you can repeat after me. Would you like me to hold the mic, or would you like to hold it? You can hold it. Okay. As you look at Marissa, I, Jonathan, take you, Marissa, to be my wife.
I, Jonathan, take you, Marissa, to be my wife.
My constant friend.
My constant friend.
My faithful partner.
My faithful partner.
And my one true love.
And my one true love.
In the presence of our family and friends.
In the presence of our family and friends.
I offer you my solemn vow.
I offer you my solemn vow.
To be your faithful partner.
To be your faithful partner.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
In good times and in bad.
In good times and in bad.
And in joy as well as in sorrow.
And in joy as well as in sorrow.
I promise to love you unconditionally.
I promise to love you unconditionally.
To support you in your goals.
To support you in your goals.
To honor and respect you.
To honor and respect you.
To laugh with you and cry with you.
To laugh with you and cry with you. And
to cherish you for all the days of my life.
And to cherish you for all my days of my life.
Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, Marissa, it's your turn. I, Marissa, take you, Jonathan.
Marissa, take you, Jonathan.
To be my husband.
To be my husband.
My constant friend.
My constant friend.
My faithful partner.
My faithful partner.
And my one true love.
And my one true love.
In the presence of our family and friends.
In the presence of our family and friends.
I offer you my solemn vow.
I offer you my solemn vow.
To be your faithful partner.
To be your faithful partner.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
In good times and in bad.
In good times and in bad.
And in joy as well as in sorrow.
And in joy as well as in sorrow.
I promise to love you unconditionally.
I promise to love you unconditionally.
To support you in your goals.
To support you in your goals.
To honor and respect you.
to honor and respect you,
to laugh with you and cry with you,
to laugh with you and cry with you,
and to cherish you for all the days of my life.
and to cherish you for all the days of my life.
Daniel, should we get some rings on these hands?
Thank you, sir.
All right, our wedding rings. These are not mere pieces of jewelry. These are beautiful, beautiful symbols. First of all, their materials speak to our human connection with the sun and the earth and the universe, for that is where these materials come from. And secondly, their circular shape speak to our human values of peace, eternity, everlasting love, and light. Lots and lots of good things on our wedding rings. So, Jonathan and Marissa, may these rings be a token of your mutual affection, but more importantly, a symbol of these vows that you two have exchanged today in front of your community. And may these rings always, always belong to your beautiful hands, and love for each other always, always belong in your hearts. All right, Marissa, I'm going to give you Jonathan's ring, and as you place it on his hand, please repeat after me. Jonathan, I give you this ring as a symbol of my heart. Wear it and think of me, and all that implies. With this ring, I marry you. How does it feel, Jonathan? I bet it does. All right. Marissa, I give you this ring as a symbol of my heart.
Marissa, I give you this ring for a symbol of my heart.
Wear it and think of me,
Wear it and think of me,
and all that implies.
and all that implies.
With this ring, I marry you.
With this ring, I marry you.
Beautiful. All right, you two, join hands, please, and look into one another's eyes, and let it be known that you are joined, body, heart, and soul in this lifetime, and may this bond be forever. Because of these promises that you two have made today in front of your community, and by virtue of the legal authority recognized in me by the state of Arizona, I so happily welcome you into your marital union and pronounce you husband and wife and husband. And please seal this ceremony with a big kiss. And ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome our newly married couple, Jonathan and Marissa Diaz. Give it up.